Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2024 WDF World Masters here in the beautiful city of Budapest. This is men's round robin first round action. And what a first game to start us off, as we have a battle of the former world champions. Northern Ireland's Neil Duff and England's Scott Mitchell taking part in this one. I'm Anthony Dundas. I'll be guiding you through these group matches this afternoon. We have 64 groups currently ongoing around the venue. And the top two from each group will take their place in the knockout stages of this year's WDF World Masters. And as you see, Scott Mitchell has taken the first leg on throw, averaging 105.5 at the minute. But here comes Duff, and a marvellous, marvellous maximum to take him down to 114. Starting to find his range now as Duff man. But Mitchell not too far behind and will be in front after these. 3 darts down to 101, but it is Duff. First shot at the finish. Shots on, single 14. Leaves tops to restore parity. Oh, just pulls it down, very unlucky. And now Mitchell. 101 required. Treble 20 leaves double 19. Double 19 it is, unconventional, but he won't mind as long as he hits it. He doesn't. Pulls it down. So 3 in hand for Duff on 20, double 10. And no, he can't do it. The 2022 Lakeside World Champion faltering. Giving Scott Mitchell a chance at 38. Looks to be going straight for the double 19. And indeed he does. Doubles his advantage. Now leading by 2 legs to 0. Well, ladies and gents, we are back. Sorry we've had a few technical issues, but hopefully you are now seeing the match I'm commentating on, Neil Duff and Scott Mitchell. As you see, Duff has reduced his arrears after Mitchell went 3-0 up. It's now 3-1. And it is Scott Mitchell with the advantage in this leg. So 93 points in front after 6 darts each. Both of these guys, no strangers to the World Masters. Neil Duff's best run was to the quarter-finals back in 2019. Scott Mitchell twice a semi-finalist in 2016 and 2018. But both of these guys, as I said, have been to the summit of WDF darts. Neil Duff, the 2022 Lakeside World Champion, Scott Mitchell winning it back in 2015. Both decorated men. Both have been captain of their countries also. Neil Duff has since announced his retirement from international darts, as Scott Mitchell has double 18 for a 156 to take the match. Oh, very unlucky. Scotty Dog came back into the England fold after his stint in the PDC. A rueful shake of the head from Duff as he misses the second treble for the 152 combination. But it is indeed Scott Mitchell, match point, double 18 for a 4-1 win. And Group AB starts with a 4-1 victory for the 2015 World Champion, Scott Mitchell. Top of the league in Group AB, but for how long? Next match coming from Group AB very shortly. Well, we come to our second match in Group AB here at the WDF World Masters, and it is the USA's Aaron Wrench taking on the Swissman Marcel Walpen. Marcel won the bill, so he will throw first. And starts off with a ton. So these are the two other players who will be contesting Group AB alongside Neil Duff and Scott Mitchell. Remember, if you are wanting to keep updated with what is happening on around the boards, head on over to tv.dartconnect.com. If you haven't already signed up for a free membership, do so, and you'll be able to follow all the live darts happening around the venue, not only today but for the rest of the week. in all of our competitions, the World Masters, the World Open, and of course the Lakeside World Championship qualifiers. The reigning champion Wesley Plaisier in Group AA, or Group 1 if you like. A 4-3 winner in his first match over William McKendry. The man of Northern Ireland playing some great darts at the moment. Big Rig Ben Robb of New Zealand opens his account with a 4-1 win, as does Liam Mendel Lawrence. We've also had wins so far for Alexander Merckx, Jimmy Van Schie, Cliff Pryor, Joey Lina, Edwin Torbjornsson, Arno Merck, Daniel Petri, James Van Bessien, Gabor Jagipsa, and Darryl Lockery, all getting wins on the board in their first matches. Men contesting the group stages of the World Masters, and by the end of the day we will be down to 128 as Marcel Walpen opens his account, wins the first leg. Has represented Switzerland at the PDC World Cup in the past. All our matches well underway now. Most boards have had matches already completed. There's still a few matches ongoing. First matches, that is, on the boards. Some have gone the distance. Board 29. Paul Jackelli of Hungary and Stefan Depre of Belgium has gone the distance. That's 3-3. Petri Rasmus of Finland has just defeated Nandor Major 4-3. It's all happening here at the World Masters. And it is Aaron Range first to the finish in leg 2. Goes the 19s route on 150. Leaves himself 92 if he comes back. Marcel on 142. Won't be able to do it this time. And there's the finish from Aaron Rensch. 92 to restore parity, one apiece. Reached the Which City Open quarter-finals this year, did Aaron. Marcel, a former semi-finalist on the Challenge Tour. Also reached the final of the Helvetia Open last year. And the quarter-final of the Swiss Open in the same weekend. Has qualified for a couple of Euro Tour events on the PDC Tour as well. The European Darts Grand Prix and the Swiss Darts Trophy. Couple of Scots just starting out their first matches. Evander Stevenson taking on the Dutchman Raymond van den Ende, and if you like, the honorary Scotsman, Andy Bolton, starting his first match against Timur Mustafa. Now, I do have to say that a lot of the Scottish contingent who arrived here last night did unfortunately arrive minus their luggage. Lorraine Hyde was the same this morning, playing in the women's competition, had to play with a set of Ryan Hogarth's darts and wearing one of Ryan Hogarth's shirts. But appeared to be lucky because Lorraine has qualified for tomorrow. Another Scotsman, Glenn Parsons, currently 3-1 up in his first match. Kai Fan Leung has won his first game. Tasty encounter with Paul Mitchell, both averaging 85.14. Yep, exactly the same average from both players. But it is the man of Hong Kong who gets a win on the board. Double 18 would have given Aaron Wrench a 106. But instead, it opens the door for Marcel Walpen with 40. Double 10 now. Double 5, chasing it round the board. And finds it. Little fist pump there, quite right too. Also the winning start for the Finnish legend Marco Cantelli, winning his first match 4 legs to 1. Thomas Junghans is in a battle with Stefan Kobau of Germany. It's currently 3 apiece. Titus Kanik, the Pole, has defeated his Spanish opponent Jose Manuel Albita by 4 legs to 0. That's on board 15, Group AO. Let's go. Sebastian Steyer, the Pole, also 3-0 up in his match against Kevin Adley of Canada. Cancelled that, it's now 4-0. Sebastian gets the win. Evander Stevenson, I don't know if he's borrowed darts or he's using a set he's bought, but he's 1-0 down at the minute against Raymond van den Ende, averaging a half-day 75, which isn't bad if you're playing with someone else's darts or a set of darts you're using for the first time. Chaz Barstow of England, 2-0 up against Henrik Sjoberg. As Aaron Wrench misses double 18 for a 156. Walpen has the bull for a 128. Very unlucky. So to restore parity once again, Aaron Wrench needs 2 18s. 2 9s now. No, can't do it. Chooses to bust his score. Back to 36 if Walpen does not take this 25 out. Goes the Anderson route, 1 double 12 and pings it to take a 3-1 lead. As Aaron Bradley from the Isle of Man defeats his Czech opponent Dalibor Smolik 4 legs to 2. Evander Stevenson has clawed a leg back, he's now 1 apiece. Andy Bolton 1-0 up in his match. Gary Gibson has a 4-1 win to his credit over Sergio Jesus Montoro. Rory Hansen of Canada, former Lakeside World Championship competitor, currently 2-1 down in his match. Benjamin Pratnemer is 3-2 up against Pavel Yurkal, another tasty first game. And we do have 2 live streaming boards in operation this week. We have this one, which is of course on the WDF Facebook page, and we thank you for joining us. But we also have one on the Hungarian page, Hungarian Darts, and the match on that board sees Krzysztof Kachuk, the Pole, And 2-0 up against Claudio Dolcetti of Italy. Marcel with the score 140 and 118 in this leg, leaves himself 88 after 12. Doesn't have to go 18 bull here. Oh, double 7. Double 7 for a 15 dart leg and the match. And he gets it. Fantastic finish from Marcel Walpen. And the man of Switzerland takes the first match of his day and wins it convincingly 4 legs to 1. He joins Scott Mitchell on 1 win out of 1. And we're going well here at the World Masters. Alexander Masek of the Czech Republic just recorded a 4-3 win over Bruce Robbins. Andy Bolton has won another leg against Taimur Mustafa, leads 2-0. First leg has gone the way of Jimmy Van Schie on board 8. The tallest man in the room by a considerable distance. Board 5 sees an All-American encounter. Jason Waugh and Aaron Jalbert. Just kicked off there, still nothing each. Just keeping an eye on the boards we are covering, and it looks like Marcel might be straight back on. Chaz Barstow has recorded a 4-0 victory, just short of a 90 average for Chaz against Henrik Sjöberg of Sweden. Board 57 sees another All-American encounter. Peter Stewart Jr. currently trailing Elliot Milk 2 legs to 0. Nice to see Elliot back. Former stalwart of the World Masters, used to be here every year for a little while. Krzysztof Kachuk has taken a 3-0 lead on the other streaming board against Claudio Dolcetti. Kieran Smith, the Scottish Open champion. Was he the champion? Did he get to the final? He was in the final for definite. It's been a long day. He currently trails Darryl Christie by a leg to 0. He was, of course, the finalist, Kieran Smith. Silly me. Don't tell Gary Robson I said that, he'll slap me. He did go 5-4 in the final, so it was close. But he's just got a leg back, and it is 1 apiece now in that match. Kieran Smith and Darryl Christie, both averaging around about 90. Tasty game indeed on board 42. We just await the players who will be competing in our next match here in Group AB. I'm sure they will be with us shortly. Martin Turner of England opening his World Masters assault. His first match on board 15 against Daniel Petri. That's just kicked off. Ricard Tingval and Kentaro Nishioka on board 26. That's gone to a decider, 3 apiece. Andy Bolton now 1 leg away from victory on board 43, 3-0 up. Andreas Kumpan of Austria leads Richard Oliver of Wales by 3 legs to 1. Jim Long of Canada has just taken a 2-1 lead over Frank Bruns of Germany. And Josef Rukska of Hungary currently leading 3-0. As Andreas Kumpan sees out a victory 4 legs to 1. Evander Stevenson has skyrocketed after losing the first leg to Raymond van den Ende. He's now 3-1 up. Fantastic comeback. Having said that, van den Ende has just won the 5th leg. Evander averaging 86.5. Raymond just over 78. Elliot Milk 3-0 up in the All-American affair. Jimmy Van Schie 1 leg away from victory over Marcus Meyer. Wins in their first matches for Darryl Lockery, Christian Godel and Ross Snook, opening their accounts with victories. Sorin Christou of Romania defeating Matt Smith of Spain 4 legs to 0. Nico Bloom 4-0 win over Andras Schoka. He's in the same group as Sebastian Steyer. That'll be a good game. Corné Grunewald 4-0 win over Roland Lengren in his first match. Past 4 tournaments Corné has played and he's won. Got to the last 16, got to the last 16 and got to the final. A man on great form at the minute. And Nico Schunka 4-0 victory over our very own Andrew Sinclair. The Englishman, one of our WDF officials, if you like. Paul Higgins of Wales, a 4-3 win over Ivan Mocic of Croatia in his first match. Just don't tell him they look suspicious. Tobias Johnson of Sweden, a 4-1 victory in his first match over Danny Truman. Same group as Andreas Kumpan and Richard Oliver. Sheldon Fudge of Canada, 4-0 win over Jonathan Martin of Catalonia. Janos Vegso, well-known man in these parts, 4-1 win over Esek Basuyas, also of Catalonia. And I have to say it's a welcomed return to the World Masters for Dean Reynolds of Wales. Hasn't got off to the best start, losing his first match 4-2. But it's fantastic to see Dean back throwing a dart again. Evander Stevenson has closed out a victory over Raymond van den Ende with a 90 average, 4 legs to 2. Sean McDonald of Scotland has started his assault on the title here at the World Masters. He has won the first leg of his match over Martin Lund of Sweden. 94 average, just short of, leading 1-0. Jarno Bottenberg 1-0 over Roland Lengren at the moment. Average-wise, not the greatest start for Jarno, but he'll just be happy to get a win under his belt, I'm sure. They don't put averages on the trophy when you win it. And he would love to add the World Masters title to his Dutch Open title that he won back in February. Brian Raman, former WDF world number 1, currently 2-0 down in his match with Johan Brouwer. Both of them averaging mid-80s. Raman has got a leg back and has pushed his average up to 88.5. And Marcel finally has a friend on the streaming board, as Neil Duff has joined him for their match. Both was thrown for the bill to determine who will throw first, and Neil Duff wins that one. One good dart and a couple of scrappy ones from Duff. Deflection, that last one, just finding the one. Walpen just in front until the Duff man hit that treble. Over now for the 18s. He's in the one, I think, or at least single one. Walpen on 166, can't finish. Only 60, so Duff then 93 should go the bull. No, he went the 19s route, 74. Single 20 will leave tops if he comes back. Slightly riskier with Walpen on 106. And does he stay there or does he go? He went for the treble 18. It was a good lie for the treble 20, but can completely understand why he went for the 18s. 2 10s then for Duff. And finds it with his first dart at that particular target. Second dart of the visit. First leg of the match. Good start from Walpen though, good cover. 1-3-4. Here comes the answer from Duff. And a very good answer, 140 in response. Excellent start to this second leg. There was cover shooting deserting him on that visit. Back around the boards, Wesley Plaisier, Ben Robb and Liam Mendel Lawrence are all back for their next matches. Christian de Boer has just started his match on board 8 with Clement Molina. Big DJ Darren Johnson 1-0 up on Stian Alum of Norway. Jason Brandon 2-1 up on Vitislav Sedlak from Czechia. Brian Roman has brought it back. He was behind against Johan Brouwer. He's now 3-2 in front. 3 legs on the bounce. He's won. Board 44. Andreas Harrison of Sweden 3-0 up against Scotland's Danny Truman. Duff misses 2 clear darts at 10s for a 2-0 lead, giving Walpen a chance at 72. 16 route, another one of those. No, clips into the 8. Always the problem. The way his darts go on the board, needed to aim away from that, but it has clipped off it. 2 10s then for Duff, and he makes sure of it this time. Doubles his advantage to 2-0, and that is also a break of throw. Ariane Konterman 1-all in his match with Dean Pokosh. Tom Sawyer of America 1-0 down in his match with Thies de Laat of the Netherlands. I do realise I'm probably butchering half of these names, but trying my best. Rhys Colley 1-0 up over Peter Thompson of the Faroe Islands. Shabalps Nemeth 3-1 up over Matthew Arpin of America. Sean McDonald 3-1 up on board 64 against Martin Lund, as Mikael Unterbuchner takes a 2-0 advantage over Anfinn Hjaltalin of the Faroe Islands. Connor Scott currently 1-0 down in his match over Robbie Mills. Ryan Hogarth of Scotland has taken to the board against Dirk Langhoff in the first leg of that one. It's also a 4-2 win for Carl Wilkinson in his first match. I do apologise if you can hear some noise in the background, some hammering and banging. They are still constructing the stage for our finals. And when it takes shape, I'm sure it's going to look absolutely marvellous, just as much as that 52 was absolutely marvellous for Marcel Walpen. And a break back for the Swiss. Nelson Bacchus of Canada, a 4-2 win over Mark Burmeister of Germany. Wesley Plaisier 3-0 in front of Ian Hiscock. Ben Robb 2-1 up in his match with Brandon Goddard of Canada. Jason Brandon has taken a 3-1 lead, and Brian Roman has closed out a 4-3 victory over Johan Brouwer. What a match that was. Daniel Rakavanu of Romania 1-0 up over England's Dave Ladley. Bradley Kirk just starting his match against Bruce Robbins. Nice to see Bradley back playing as well. He's been through the mill with the dreaded dartitis, but back throwing well. Walpen consolidating the break, restoring parity, and we have Desmond in this one, 2-2. Mikael Unterbuchner has recorded a 4-0 win. Reece Colley now 3-0 up. Carlo Van Peer 2-2 with Mikael back. And Dustin Holt 2-0 up over John Hannon. Sheldon Fudge has defeated Alan Skaman of New Zealand by 4 legs to 1. And Sebring Geibels and Nico Bloom currently 3 apiece. Daniel Zapata of Catalonia has defeated Jimmy Nielsen of Denmark 4 legs to 3. And Niels Agard Nielsen has won his match 4-3 also. Ian Hiscock has got a leg on the board against Wesley Plaisier. The big Dutchman and reigning champion currently 3-1 up. Ben Robb also 3-1 up. Neil Duff now 3-2 up with that 76 checkout. 2 legs to play. Walpen needs them all if he is going to win this match. Dirk Langhoff of Germany has taken the first leg against Ryan Hogarth. Jason Brandon has won his match 4 legs to 1. Barry Copeland warming up. Robbie Phillips of America warming up. James Van Bessien of Belgium warming up. Wesley Plaisier closes out a 4-1 win over Ian Hiscock. That's 2 out of 2 for the big Dutchman. Reece Colley a 4-0 win over Peter Thompson of the Faroe Islands. Denny Olde Calta, a 4-1 win over Stephen Phillips on board 43, averaging over 90 in that victory. James Beaton, 3-0 up in his first match with Caspar Groos. Nico Bloom has won 4 legs to 3 over Sebring Geibels. Neil Duff has won 4 legs to 2. Finds double 4, second time of asking. Defeats Marcel Walpen by 4 legs to 2. And he goes 2 out of 2 in Group AB. Ryan Hogarth has got one back. He's 1-all with Dirk Langhoff. Anthony Allen 1-all with Richie Parkin, the All-English encounter. Jani Lorilla of Finland has defeated Henrik Halsvik 4 legs to 2. Scott Walters currently 2-0 up over Robbie Curran. Mike Gillett 1-all with Hakon Bjørge Helling. Dennis Nielsen and Matthew Smith 2-2 at the moment. Aaron Turner and Rainer Sturm 2-2 also. Jake McMillan of Canada has defeated Tony Sorensen of Denmark, 4 legs to 2, I believe that was. It's all happening. Arjan Konterman has fallen to a 4-2 defeat to Dean Pokoš of Croatia. Siste Lap of the Netherlands has defeated Tom Sawyer of America. Scotty Walters now 3-0 up. Dirk Langhoff has gone 2-1 up over Ryan Hogarth. Liam Mendel Lawrence 3-0 up over Sergio Garrido over on board 4. Alexander Merckx 2-1 up over David Davies. And if you are just joining us, welcome to live coverage at the 2024 WDF World Masters here in the beautiful city of Budapest. It really is absolutely fantastic to be here in Hungary for this most prestigious of tournaments, longest running major in darts. First played back in 1974. It's the 48th staging of the event. And what a place to be staging it. In the shadow of the Puskas Arena. The Gerevich Aldar National Sports Hall is where we are. And let me tell you, this area is going to be absolutely jumping on Friday, because not only will the World Open be played in this venue across the road, the national team of Hungary will take on the national team of the Netherlands in the Nations League. I think there's quite a few visiting Dutchmen who would love to go and support their country. Match is starting all the time over all 64 boards. Cliff Pryor of England currently 2-1 down to Sebastian Biela of Poland. Ryan Hogarth has made it 2-2 in his match with Dirk Langhoff. Anthony Allen has taken a 3-1 lead over Richie Parkin. Matthew Edgar, prime time, 2-0 up over Diljan Kolev of Iceland, averaging 94 at the moment. Mike Dillett has tied things up 2-2. Jordan Brooks currently 1-0 down. Corné Grunewald 3-0 up in his match. And Jeff Smith currently winning an all-Canadian affair, 2-0 over Rodney Boyer. Robbie Phillips averaging in the 90s against Gary Gibson. Was feeling a bit apprehensive about playing today, was Robbie. Said he hadn't played for a week or so, but showing no signs of rust, averaging in the 90s and playing very well. Ben Hazel 3-3 with Simon Back. Bradley Kirk leads Bruce Robbins by 3-1. Jeroen Karon leads Janis Kupsis of Latvia 3-0. And Dean Reynolds has just started his next match against Peter Stewart Jr. As you can see, Aaron Wrench just awaiting his opponent, who I assume will be Scott Mitchell. Although you can watch someone else come up and make me a liar. There he is. The 2015 Lakeside World Champion. He joins us on the stream. Ryan Hogarth leads for the first time in his match. He's 3-2 up. Anthony Allen has defeated Richie Parkin 4-2. Barry Copeland 3-0 up over Shane Turner in his match on board 16, averaging 100 into the bargain. Jeff Smith now 3-0 up over Rodney Boyer. Zante van den Berg 3-1 over Petri Rasmus at the minute. Needs one more for victory. And it's very close for the bull up, but I do believe it is Aaron Wrench who has taken the bull. Bradley Kirk now 3-2 up over Bruce Robbins. And Laszlo Kadar has won his match over Stephen Krikorian 4-0. Good start from the former world champion. Has won his fair share of ranking tournaments in the past. Former winner of such tournaments as the British Open, the Czech Open, the Denmark Open, the England Classic, the England Masters, England National Singles, Isle of Man Classic, Swedish Open, twice the Swiss Open champion, and the Welsh Open champion back in 2016 also. A winner on the Challenge Tour once before also, that was back in 2020. 10 times he has been on the winning side of the British Internationals England team. He's also won the German Open, the old BDO Gold Cup, and the England Match Play twice. Alexander Meritz has closed out a 4-3 win over David Davies. Thomas Junghans leads his match 3-0 over Josip Aramani. Benjamin Pratnimer 3-1 up over Nelson Bacchus. And Ryan Hogarth has indeed won his match with Dirk Langhoff 4 legs to 2. Titus Kanik wins over Leon Crump 4-0. And Matthew Edgar has won his match 4 legs to 1 over Dilyan Kolev. A lot of handshakes at the same time on these boards. Bullseye for Wrench. Wires width away. Scott Mitchell then 16 points away from the first leg. And a break of throw. Only needs the one. And takes the lead. Evander Stevenson has taken back to board 58 for his next match. Currently leading 1-0. Josef Rukska 3-0 lead over Dario Focasato. Bradley Kirk now 3-2 with Bruce Robbins. Dean Reynolds 2-0 with Peter Stewart Jr. Oh, Bradley Kirk 4-2 over Bruce Robbins. A victory for young Bradders. Robbie Phillips with a 90.72 average has defeated Gary Gibson 4 legs to 1. Jordan Brooks 3-1 up at the moment over Fabian Schoen of Switzerland. And Marino Blom 1-0 up over Mark Kinna of the USA. And we have an all-Scottish affair on board 23 as Mark Barilli takes on Glenn Parsons. Barilli has taken the first leg of that one. Cliff Pryor 3-2 up over Sebastian Biela. Board 1, William McKendry has fallen 2-0 down to Wilfred Covey. Came so close to defeating Wesley Plaisier in his first match, so just not playing to the level he was in that last match. Jimmy Van Schie has taken a 2-0 lead on board 8. Arnold Merck has defeated Todd Strickland by 4 legs to 0 on board 13. Jani Keskinarkis of Finland 1-1 with Evander Stevenson. Dean Reynolds 3-0 up over Peter Stewart Jr. And Scott Mitchell has left himself 40 after 15. Wrench back on 2-4-1. Can't do much about it. Scott will have 6 clear darts at this. How many will he need? At least 3 is the answer. Only 3. Great last dart. Takes a 2-0 lead, consolidates the break. Wrench to throw first in this third leg. Brandon Richardson currently 2-0 up on Sean McDonald, averaging 111. Early days, but scintillating darts those first 2 legs. Benjamin Pratnimer wins his match against Nelson Bacchus 4 legs to 1. Liam Mendel Lawrence makes it 3-0 over Gary Brooks. Again, as well as our 2 live streaming lanes, one here on the WDF Facebook page, the other one on the Hungarian Darts Federation Facebook page. You can log on to Dart Connect, follow the live matches on all 66 boards in action, well 64 boards. Two streaming boards, of course. You can keep an eye on your favourite players. See how they're doing. Mark Barilli now 2-0 up over Glenn Parsons. Kevin Luke of the USA taking the first leg of his match with Kentaro Nishioka. Renshon 1-3-2. Nod of the heads up, yep. Thought that was going to happen. Maximilian Shavinsky of Germany, a 4-0 win over Timur Mustafa. And a great game in progress on the other streaming board as Patrick Kovash of Hungary takes on Poland's Krzysztof Kciuk. Good pressure from Mitchell with Renshon 53. 13 tops. Oh, pulls it down, double 10. No, we can't do it. So Scotty Dog 76 points away from a 3-0 lead. Goes the 16's route. Single 20 would leave tops. Plenty of room to the right hand side. And he finds it. Great stuff from the former world champion. 3-0 up. Another break of throw. Throwing for the match now in this leg. Averaging 86.7 at the moment. Barilli now 3-0 up over Glenn Parsons. Kaifan Loon 2, Aaron Jalbert 2. And Jimmy Van Schie has won his match over Clement Molina 4-0. Moreno Blom 3-0 up over Mark Kina of the USA. Martin Turner 2-0 up in his match. Brandon Richardson leading Sean McDonald by 2 legs to 1. Patrick Kovash has tied things up at 1 apiece in his match with Krzysztof Kciuk. Good setup from Mitchell, 51 left after 12. Was very unlucky with that last start. I did think it was in for a minute. Not as good a setup as I thought. But he is on 51. 3 darts in hand and another 3 if he needs them. 19 for double 16 for the match. Wires with away double 8. Nod of the head to say, wasn't expecting that to miss. But Aaron range back in 220. Oh, that's a great second dart. Finds the turn. Shanghai should he return, but that is Mitchell double 8 for the match. Could use that as a marker. And indeed he does. And a 17 dart leg from Scotty Dog Mitchell earns him a 4-0 victory. 87 average. And he keeps his run going. Super stuff from the former world champion. Tobias Johnson on board 44 has just defeated Richard Oliver by 4 legs to 3. Jarno Bottenberg 2-1 up over Gabor Petrax of Hungary. Glenn Parsons has got a leg back against Mark Barilli, 3-1 now. Marino Blom still one leg away from victory. Jason Brandon and Ryan Dupre not long started on board 13. Ryan Dupre has just taken the first leg. William McHenry, the man they know as Hedgie, 3-1 down at the moment over on board 1 against Wilfred Covey. Kai Fan Loong takes a 3-2 lead over Aaron Yalbert. Daniel Zapata 2-0 up over Jörg Mulleman. And Raymond Papp of Hungary a 4-0 win over Peter Grunagaro of the Faroe Islands. Tom Sawyer and Elliot Milk, another All-American encounter on board 57. Five players in that group, Group CE. 3 Americans, a Dutchman and a Welshman. Matthew Thompson of the USA, a 3-0 lead over William Hammond of Canada. Martin Turner leads his match 3-0. Jose Manuel Albita, his opponent. Glenn Parsons has clawed another leg back over on board 23 against Mark Barilli. Parsons averaging just over 87. Board 37, Brian Raman just started his match with Andrew Sinclair, and something tells me that Andrew is going to have the same result as I had the last time I played Brian Raman. 4-0. Sorry, Andrew. He will forgive me for saying that because he told me the exact same thing himself earlier. Andrew is, of course, our social media man with the WDF. Keeps everyone up to date with what's happening. Big Wazzy David Wojcicki, a 4-0 win over Ryan Avellino of the USA on board 47. Martin Turner on board 15, a 4-0 win over Jose Manuel Albite. The man they call the Much Nuts goes marching on. Dean Biskovic of Croatia, a 4-0 win over Taizir Mustafa. And Mark Barilli finally gets the job done over Glenn Parsons. A great match between the two Scots. Barilli just edging it 4 legs to 2. Kevin Luke of the USA, 4-0 win in his match. And Brian Raman has indeed taken the first leg against Andrew Sinclair. Only a 15 darter. Matthew Lee of Catalonia, 2-1 lead over Corey Takash of Canada, as Michael Newbert of the USA defeats Ivan Madsen by 4 legs to 2. Mikhail Unterbuchner leads Tom Smith by a leg to 0. And Krzysztof Kachuk 3-1 up over Patrick Kovash on the other board on the Hungarian darts stream. Hedgie McKendry 3-2 down to Wilfred Covey on board 1. And here we have our next match on our streaming board. Aaron Wrench remains, and he's joined by Neil Duff. As Aaron Wrench, who wins the bull, throws first, starts us off with a 60. Aaron Jalbert has just taken the 6th leg. His match against Kai Fan Leung, that has gone to a decider. And Hedgie McKendry has also won the 6th leg of his match, that's also in a decider. Wins for Marcus Straub and Andras Schoka in their matches. Alexander Masek leads Franco Giuliani 3 legs to 0. Jim Long leads Nandor Major 2-0. Aaron Bradley has taken the first leg of his match against Michel Schmidt. Gary Blackwood leads David Ruiz by 3 legs to 2. There's also a 4-1 win for Krzysztof Kachuk over Patrick Kovash. Daniel Sergey has defeated Martin Whatmel 4 legs to 1. Franco Giuliani has a leg on the board against Alexander Masek. It's now 3-1. Really is wonderful to see the World Masters back on our calendars. It's well over. In fact, I think it's exactly 500 players we've had between the men and the women today. I'll need to check the numbers on that, but I'm sure it's 308 men and 192 women took part today. 500 players, all trying to become the world master. And Aaron Wrench, double 5, takes the first leg. In Group AB so far, Scott Mitchell has won 2 out of 2. Marcel Walpen has won 1 out of 2, as has Neil Duff. Aaron Wrench has lost both his matches so far. So Neil Duff really needs to win this match if he wants to have any real chance of qualification. But Aaron Wrench is apparently saving his best to last. Look at this. Averaged 82 in his 4-1 defeat to Walpen and averaged 75 when he lost to Scott Mitchell. This is better stuff from Duff. Playing very ordinary darts up until that point. 61, 60 and 44, his first 3 visits of the leg. And only 60 again, so Wrench has the chance here to just stamp his authority down in the leg. Needs a big treble, doesn't find one. So 1-3-6 then for Duff. 2 treble 20s would leave double 8. There's 1. There's 2. Double 8 for the leg. Marvellous, marvellous check out from Neil Duff. Just wasn't sure if that double was in, but indeed it was. A 1-3-6 to restore parity. As I mentioned, Neil Duff, a former quarter-finalist here at the World Masters. That was back in 2019 at the Circus Tavern in Purfleet. Iconic venue, of course. And he was defeated in that quarter-final by the eventual champion, John O'Shea. Recorded wins over Dave Parletti and Gary Stone to get to that quarter-final. Treble 18 should be the target. It was, but yep, nod of the head. Knew that was going to happen, he thinks. 1-2-9 then for Wrench. Shots on. 72 left, so options. Looks to be coming for the 16s. Double 12. What a finish that would have been to take a 2-1 lead. But now Duff has 69. Double 6. Oh, not to be on this occasion. Gifts Aaron Wrench a chance to take the lead once again. That's a good marker if we can use it. And no, we can't. And a golden chance goes begging. Duff now. Will he go straight for it? Yes, yes he will. On an angry last start. Gets his feet behind the Aoki, so it does count, and he does bust his score. And now Aaron Wrench on the same double 3. And he can't find it either. Not often you see two players in the same leg on double 3. Where's Richard Ashdown when you need him? Indeed, Duff does make sure of it. And he takes a 2-1 lead and a break of throw for the former world champion. A quick look what's happening round the boards. John Neal a 2-0 lead over Janos Borsai. Denny Aldecalter leads Andy Bolt in 3 legs to 2. Ivan Mocic has just defeated Kieran Smith 4-2. Kieran Smith, the Scottish Open finalist, not champion. Get it right this time. Carl Wilkinson leads Jesse Delorme of France 2 legs to 1. Kevin Lane of the Isle of Man leads his match 3 legs to 0. Pavel Yurkal 3-1 over Mark Burmeister at the minute. Darren Johnston leads Rory Hansen 2-1. What a finish that would have been from Duff. 32 many returns. Wrench nowhere at the minute. Needs another big treble. Gets another big treble. That will give Duff something to think about. 2 16s then for a 3-1 lead. Double 8. Yes. 15-dart leg from Duff. Gives him a 3-1 lead. Wrench with it all to do now. Aaron Wrench will bow out of the World Masters after this match. Has not disgraced himself at all. He's played some good stuff. In the last match of the group. We'll see Scott Mitchell taking on Marcel Walpen. Should Duff win this, he'll move on to 2 wins. So Walpen would need to beat Mitchell to stand any chance of qualifying. However, if Mitchell beats Walpen, Duff will go through. Excellent stuff from the former world champion. Maximum to lead 42. Wrench back in 198. Good last one with the cover, but too little too late, I fancy. Because Duff on double 16 makes sure of it, and a 4-1 victory for the former world champion. Sees him complete his group with 2 wins and a loss. Will it be enough? We will find out very, very soon. 83.62 average for the former world champion. As we have another look round the boards, Johan Engström leads Loris Schaub by 3 legs to 1. Callum Francis has just taken the first leg against Raymond van den Ende in their match. Miroslav Grudecki 1-0 up over Ben Hazel. Andras Borbely 2-1 over Carlo van Peer. A few matches just getting ready to start. Benjamin Pratnemer and Martin Burmeister will be on shortly, as will Ryan Hogarth and Kelvin O'Keefe. Andy Wood takes on Jeroen Caron. That match has just started. Bradley Kirk and Stilian Stoyanov starting very shortly. And Sean McDonald starting his match against Hilmar Por Honnesson of Iceland in the next minute or so. Aaron Bradley has defeated Michel Schmidt 4 legs to 1. Marcus Meyer and Christian de Boer 3 legs apiece in that one. Also 3 legs apiece with Ben Robb and Marcel Steinacher. Paul Mitchell a 2-0 lead over Jason Walk at the minute. As Scott Walters defeats Alberto Bejian of Hungary 4 legs to 2. Shane Sakchakapo 1-0 lead over Dennis Nielsen. 15-dart leg to take that first one. Same for Jordan Brooks in his match with John Foreman. 15 darts to take the first leg. Carlo van Peer ties it up at 2 apiece against Andras Borbely. And Raymond van den Ende wins the second leg against Callum Francis. It's now 1 apiece there. Johan Engström has defeated Loris Schaub of Switzerland 4 legs to 1. Jeff Smith warming up against Hiroto Ishimiya of Japan. Group AA seems to be done and dusted after 4 of the 6 matches. Wesley Plaisier and Wilfred Covey have both won 2 out of 2, which means we will have to say goodbye to Hedgie McKendry and Ian Hiscock from that group. Wesley and Wilfred will progress. They will also play each other to see who will top the group. They are warming up just now on board 1. This is to see who tops the group. Also means that William McKendry and Ian Hiscock will be playing for nothing but pride. Similar in Group AC on board 3, Ben Robb and Marcel Steinacher both won 2 out of 2, so they will play off to see who tops the group. Brandon Goddard and Giovanni Sticcone will play for pride. Indeed, that match has just finished in Group 3. Ben Robb defeating Marcel Steinacher by 4 legs to 3, so Ben Robb, the man they call Big Rig, tops the group. Marcel Steinacher will finish second, but both men through to the knockouts. Liam Mendel Lawrence has topped Group AD on board 4, dropping only 1 leg in the process. Gary Brooks, 2 wins out of 3, sees him through. So Sergio Garrido and Seth Patinod will be playing for nothing but pride once again in that group. Darren Johnson and Rory Hansen has gone to a decider. Karl Helge Jonsson of Iceland leads Edwin Torbjornsson 2 legs to 1. Finnish legend Marco Kantele 3-1 up over Robert Nelson of the Isle of Man. Ryan Hogarth 1-0 over Kelvin O'Keefe. Matt Edgar 1-0 up over Wolfgang Winkler. 15 dart leg to win that one. Jordan Brooks leads John Foreman 2-0. Georgi Jehirski 2-0 lead over Hannes Schneer. Alex Bassetti of Italy leads Robbie Mills of Canada 2-1. John Scott, the man they call Nasher, 3-0 up over Patrick Quinn of Ireland. And Danny Truman leading Richard Oliver 1-0, as is Stephen Phillips over Timur Mustafa. Sean McDonald averaging just under 94, currently leads Hilmar Por-Honnesson 3 legs to 0. I'm going to challenge myself here because a man of the Faroe Islands takes on a man of Iceland. It's 3-0 at the moment in favour of Anfinn Hjaltalin. He takes on John Oder Hjalmarsson. Either or. That was close. Callum Francis 3-1 over Raymond van den Ende at the moment. Miroslav Grudsheki 3-1 lead over Ben Hazel. John Neal has just closed out a 4-2 win over Janos Borsai. Johan Brouwer leads Nico Schunke 3-0. Aaron Turner 3-3 with Ivanko Radovac. Ryan Hogarth takes a 2-0 lead over Kelvin O'Keefe as Darren Johnson wins against Rory Hansen 4-3. Alexander Merckx a 2-0 lead over Mario Shegier. And Big Scotty Dog has returned. He will take on Marcel Walpen. And what is the final match of this particular group? 177 with the practice starts. Absolutely no use to you there, Marcel. So just having a look at Group AB, Neil Duff has finished with a leg difference of +2. Marcel Walpen before this match is +1. So I believe if Marcel Walpen was to win this 4-3, he would have the same leg difference as Neil Duff. It would go to a count back on head-to-head, which means Neil Duff would qualify. Scott Mitchell has already qualified. And a win here for Mitchell would see Walpen out. Duff would qualify in that group, albeit in second place. Great start from Scotty Dog. Turn 40 to kick him off. Marcel following him in though. Look at this. And he gets his 177. Threw one in the practice starts, he's thrown one in the leg. Excellent stuff from the man of Switzerland. And he's in again, look. Good grief. Excellent, excellent stuff. Scotty Dog back in as well. Plenty of room. Can't find it though. Just over the top. Shots on treble 17. Well, why not? Left himself 6. Shots on though for Mitchell, treble 17. No. Matches the 137 to leave himself 24. Should Walpen not check out 6, has to split it now. 1 for double 1. Double 1 for the first leg. I think it's in. No, it's not. Thought that little cheeky smile meant it was in, but no. More of a grimace, it would appear. And Scott Mitchell takes advantage. 24 and 2 darts to take the first leg. Against the throw. 3 legs away from coming through the group with a 100% record. Averages providing some impressive reading after the first leg as Scott batters in a single one. Marcel averaging 99.8. Scott was averaging 105, that will drop dramatically now. Back down to 95 he goes. No treble there, so Marcel's average will now fall off a cliff also. Back down to 92. As I say though, they don't put averages on the trophy. They won't care as long as they're getting W's. Well, just too many wayward darts from Marcel at the minute. He's throwing some absolutely magnificent stuff, but it is intertwined with some fairly ordinary stuff. Now Mitchell has left himself on a bogey, but no harm done. Marcel cannot leave a finish after that first dart. Could go 19s here. 7 of those would leave double 16. There's 4 of them. Not sure where that last one's landed. There was a single. 70 left. And now here comes Marcel. Has left himself on a finish, but it's a big ask. The 130. The little fish. But you'll only get a shot at it if Mitchell misses this. Just double checking that is indeed a treble 10. And he'll now try to hit tops. Double 10. Not to be. So he's getting a shot at this. Up a bit. Not up enough. So only 58 scored. Gives Mitchell another chance to take this second leg, 2 tens. Makes no mistake, first dart straight in the middle. And he now leads by 2 legs to 0, 2 legs away from victory. And advancing top of the group. Only dropped 1 leg so far, and that was against Neil Duff in the first match. Dispatched Aaron Wrench 4-0. And is now threatening to do the same to Marcel Walpen. Well, Marcel doesn't want whitewashed, for this is incredible stuff. 140, 180. Is Marcel Walpen about to kick into life here in a big way? Oh, just finds the wrong side of the wire in that treble 1. And here comes Scotty Dog. That was a disastrous second dart. No matter what he'd done, he could not leave a finish. 166 if he comes back, and he will come back. Single 18 for Marcel. Yes, tops when he comes back. What kind of pressure can Mitchell put on? Just readjusts, comes down the weight, hits the treble 19. 69 if he comes back. Walpen. Tops to take the leg. Hold his throw. Makes no mistake, a 13 dart leg. Very tidy stuff from the Swiss. Leg 4. And a ton to start for Scotty Dog. Matched or bettered by Marcel. It is bettered, 140. Super stuff. Wesley Flizier has just closed out a 4-0 win over Wilfred Covey. Jason Waugh of the USA leads Kai Fan Loon by 3 legs to 0 in Group 5. Benjamin Pratnemer 3, Mark Burmeister 1. Thomas Younghans leads Bjorn Vervloot 2 legs to 0. Cliff Pryor 2-2 in his match. Moreno Blom 1-all. Anthony Allen 3-all. Stefan Dupre has just taken the first leg of his match. Nico Bloom and Kevin Adley tied at 2 apiece. Hannes Schneer and Georgi Jehirski 3-3 in their match. David Borzuski 3-0 over Janos Borsai in his match. John Hannon defeats Daniel Bayer 4 legs to 1. Super stuff there from Scotty Dog to leave the 146, but Walpen on 140. Can't finish. Only 60. So a chance then for Mitchell to go 1 away from victory. Treble 20. Not to be. Treble 10 perhaps. That was the intended target. He's very unlucky. So Marcel 80. Treble 20 with lead double 10. Another single leaves tops. Tops it is. To restore parity. Just the wrong side of the wire. And now Mitchell has his chance at 56. There's 16 of them. Tops for 3-1. No. Oh, Scotty, he says. Oh, Scotty, indeed. 3 in hand for Marcel for tops. Second time of asking, make sure of it. And it's Desmond. 2-2. Evander Stevenson over in board 58, leading 2-0 over Antonio Hibernon. Stefan Dupre has doubled his lead to 2-0. Barry Copeland 1, Jeff Springer Jr. 0 in their match. Evander Stevenson wins another leg. He's now 3-0 up, 1 leg away from victory. Moreno Blom 3-1, as is Thomas Younghans. Kevin Adley takes a 3-2 lead over Nico Bloom. And Laszlo Kadar, 4-0 win over Pierre Matthews of Canada. And Jason Walk of the USA, a 4-0 win over Kai Fan Leung. Also makes it increasingly likely that Kai might be exiting the competition at this point. Again, we do apologise for the background noise, construction ongoing on our stage for the weekend. Double 16 for Marcel Walpen. Double 8. No, he can't do it, but he will return. Scott has left himself a bogey, 163. Brings it down to 98, but is it too little, too late? Here comes Marcel, double 8. And a 3-2 lead for the Swiss. This is where things could get very interesting in the group. David Barzewski wins his match 4 legs to 1. So if Marcel was to win this, which he is in a good position to do, that would mean that Scott Mitchell, Marcel Walpen and Neil Duff had all won 2 out of 3. Makes things very, very interesting. We'd go to a count back. Mitchell rattles in the 177. Excellent stuff from the former world champ. Mitchell currently has a +7 leg difference. And should he win this leg, it will be no worse than +6, which would be enough to see him top the group. As I say, Neil Duff on +2 leg difference. Marcel currently on +1. So if Marcel wins 4-3, which also looks likely, because Mitchell should win this leg from here, he would be on a +2 as well as Neil Duff. But as Neil Duff defeated Marcel in the group, Neil Duff would qualify. And indeed, that leg that Scott Mitchell has just won, I think, has eliminated Marcel Walpen from the competition. But he'll still want to go out on a high. And he started well, a 140. So 140 and 60 from Marcel, 59 followed up with 100 from Scott. Not much between them. Another ton then. Stefan Dupre leading 3-1 in his match with Yaroslav Novotny. Andreas Harrison leading Richard Oliver by 3 legs to 0. Mikael Unterbuchner 3-0 ahead of John Oder Hjaltesen. And over on the other streaming board, not long started the match between Patrick Kovac and Claudio Dolcetti. Dolcetti taking the first leg in that one. Now has to think here. And that is good thinking from Scotty Dog. Down to 1-2-2. Walpen cannot take out the 1-4-1. So Scott Mitchell, 1-2-2 for the match. Well, it has been a very entertaining match, I have to say. Treble 18? No. Should stay there. 86 left. Very unlucky. Mikhail Unterbuchner registers a 4-0 win. Finally gets that one done and dusted. 8-8 for Walpen. Not to be. Very unlucky again. So Mitchell, 68 for the match. Treble 20, double 4. Was the 12 route. 56 left. Single 20, double 18 for Scott Mitchell. Pulls it down. Has a good laugh at himself about it. So Marcel Walpen to close out the group stage with a win. Double 2. 1 to go. And it's just the wrong side of the wire. Finds the 2. And gifts Scott Mitchell 3 darts at 18. Double 9. Make sure of it with the first one. Scott Mitchell, a 4-3 win over Marcel Walpen. Scott comes through the group unscathed, 3 out of 3. That result also sees Neil Duff go through. He's won 2 out of 3. And we sadly have to say goodbye to Marcel Walpen and Aaron Wrench from Group AB. They are eliminated. The two former world champions march on here at the WDF World Masters. Having another look round the boards, and Gunnar Hafstein Olafsson of Iceland 3-3 with Josef Rukska. Jim Long leads Petri Rasmus by 2 legs to 0. Corné Grunewald 3-1 lead over Gabor Petrax. Marcus Straub of Austria leads Matthew Smith 3-1. Jason Brandon leads Todd Strickland by 2 legs to 0. And in that Group 1 Pride match, both eliminated, Ian Hiscock and William Hedgie McHenry. It is Hedgie who leads by 1 leg to 0. Richie Parkin has won the second leg against Leon Eder of Austria to make it 1 apiece. And Brian Roman trails Nico Schunke by 3 legs to 2. Jeff Smith 3-2 up over his Japanese opponent Hiroto Ichimaya. And Jörg Moleman leads Sven Gutz a leg to 0 in the all-Swiss encounter on board 40. Denny Oldekalter has just won the third leg over Taimur Mustafa to take a 3-0 lead. And Daniel Rakavanu leads Matthew Lee by 3 legs to 0. All happening here at the World Masters. What we know from the matches on the stream, that Scott Mitchell and Neil Duff have both qualified for the knockouts here at the WDF World Masters.